Good day, everyone. Let's have now the remainder theorem, factor theorem, and the rational root theorem. Let's have first remainder theorem. Paano ba yung remainder theorem? Ito po ang remainder theorem. If the polynomial p of x is divided by x minus c, then the remainder is p of c. Paano ba yan? Let's have this example. Kung meron daw po akong p of x equal to x cubed plus 4x squared plus 3x minus 2 divided by x minus 3. Ang unang step po ay kunin muna natin ang value ng x po dito. Kung meron daw tayong x minus 3 sa ating divisor, ano yung magiging value ng x? Katulad po ng tinuro ko sa synthetic division, kung ito po ay negative 3, ang magiging value ng ating x ay positive 3. Ito po siya. So, disregard first yung division na symbol. Express lang po muna natin ang ating polynomial. Then, find the value of x, which is positive 3. Next step is to substitute yung value ng x sa ating given polynomial. Substitute 3 for x. Kung ang ating x daw po ay 3, lagay natin yan dito. Lahat ng x papalitan ng 3. Kung papansin po, it becomes p of 3 equal to 3 cubed plus 4. X becomes 3, so that is now 3 squared. Plus copy 3, then value of x is also 3, so that is now 3 times 3. Minus the constant, which is 2. Then simplify, 3 cubed is 27. 3 squared is 9. Times 4 is 36. Then 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down negative 2. Simplify po natin siya. Ipag-plus natin yung mga terms na pare-pareho yung sign para mas madali nating masosolve. So 27 times 36 is 63. Plus 9 is 72. Minus 2 is 70. So, P of 3 is equal to 70. Ibig sabihin po, ang remainder po pala ng ating polynomial expression po na x cubed plus 4x squared plus 3x minus 2 divided by the binomial x minus 3 ay 70. Yun po ang remainder. Kaya siya tinawag na remainder theorem. Ito yung process for us to identify kung ano ba yung remainder ng ating polynomial. Paano natin ma-check kung tama yung sagot natin? Pwede niyong gamitin ang synthetic division para malaman natin kung tama ba yung naging sagot natin sa P of 3, which is 17 na remainder. Tingnan natin. Katulad lang ng process ng ating synthetic division, kunin lang natin yung mga numerical coefficient. Meron tayong 1, 4, 3, negative 2. Wala namang nawawala. Ang value ng x natin is 3. Bring down natin si 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Magkapareho ng sign, so add. So that is now 7 times 3 is 21 plus 3. 23 plus 21 is 24. 24 times 3 is 72. Magkaiba ng sign. So subtract natin. Ang mangyayari po, ang sagot dito ay 70. Kung papansin, pareho po sila. So ibig sabihin, sa remainder theorem, ganitong process po yung ginagawa. Just simply substitute the value of x to the given polynomial. Para ma-counter-check, pwede natin gamitin ang synthetic division. Next example, example number 2. Kung meron daw po tayong p of x equal to x raised to 5 plus 5x cubed minus 3x plus 7, i-divide daw po natin sa x plus 2. Katulad po ng tinuro po kanina, para makuha ang value of x, kung ito po ay positive 2, the value of x becomes negative 2. X equal to negative 2. Then substitute negative 2. So x raised to 5, magiging negative 2 raised to 5. Copy plus, bring down 5. Palitan po yung x ng negative 2, kaya naging negative 2 cubed minus 3. Ang x daw po is negative 2, so times negative 2 plus 7. Simplify, negative 2 raised to 5 is negative 32. Plus, negative 2 raised to 8, negative 2 raised to 3 is negative 8. Times 5 is negative 40. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Then, plus 7. Pag sinimplify po natin, pwede nyo gawin, pagsamahin nyo muna yung parehong negative at parehong positive. Pag pinagsama po natin ito, Yan po ay 72. Negative 72. Ito naman po ay 13. So, negative 72 plus 13, ang sagot po is negative 59. Yan daw po ang ating remainder. Paano natin malalaman kung tama ang ating sagot? Pwede tayong mag-counter-check using synthetic division. So, kunin natin yung mga numerical coefficients. Since this is x raised to 5, wala tayong x raised to 4 kasi ang kasunod kagad ay x raised to 3. So, maglalagay tayo ngayon ng 0. So, meron tayo ditong 1. Wala tayong x raised to 4, kaya meron tayong 0. Then, meron tayong x cubed, kaya po yun ay 5. Wala ulit tayong squared. So, lagay ulit tayo ng 0. Tapos, negative 3. Then, constant na. So, 7. Ang value ng x natin is negative 2. Bring down natin si 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Negative times negative is positive. Then 2 times 2 is 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. 0 minus 18 is negative 18. Negative times negative is positive 36. Magkaiba po ng sign, so ang gagawin natin is subtract natin. So 36 minus 3 is 33. Then 33 times negative 2 is negative 66. 7 minus 66 is negative 59. At yan po ang ating remainder, which is same po dito sa ating sagot using remainder theorem. Let's have example number 3. Kung given daw po natin ay p of x equal to x raised to 6 minus 64 divided by x plus 2. Katulad po ng tinuro ko, what is the value of x here? Ang gagawin lang po, kabaliktaran ng positive 2, so the value of x is negative 2. Then substitute the value of x, which is negative 2, to your p of x. So p of negative 2 equal to, value of x is negative 2 raised to 6 minus 64. Negative 2 raised to 6 is positive 64. Bring down negative 64. 64 minus 64 is 0. Kung papansin po, ang naging remainder natin dito ay wala. So 0 ang sagot. For this example daw po, the value of our p of negative 2 is 0. Kaya ang ibig sabihin po no, ng ating x raised to 6 minus 64 ay merong x plus 2 na factor. O merong divisible siya sa x plus 2. To check kung tama yung ating sagot na 0 talaga yung remainder, pwede natin ulit gamitin ang synthetic division. Kung mapapansin, ang ating polynomial ay nag-start sa x raised to 6. So, ibig sabihin po, may nawawalang mga terms. So, ang gagawin natin ay ganito. Ang coefficient ng x raised to 6 is 1. Nawawala ang x raised to 5, x raised to 4, x raised to 3, x squared, and x. Then, copy na po yung constant na negative 64. Value of x is negative 2, so bring down 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Negative times negative is positive 4. 0 plus 4 is 4. Then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 0 minus 8 is negative 8. Negative times negative is positive. 8 times 2 is 16. 0 plus 16 is 16. 16 times negative 2 is negative 32. 0 minus 32 is negative 32. Negative times negative is positive. 32 times 2 is positive 64. Different in sign, subtract, so the answer is 0. Observe, they are the same. So, pareho po siyang sagot. Factor theorem. The factor theorem states that if p of x is a polynomial and number 1, p of c equal to 0, then x minus c is a factor of p of x. Number 2, x minus c is a factor of p of x, then p of c equal to 0. Kung ating p of c daw ay naging 0, then yung ating x minus c, which is our divisor, ay masasabi daw po natin na factor siya ng ating given polynomial. Kung sinasabi daw po natin ng ating divisor ay factor ng ating polynomial, Then, kailangan po, kapag sinolve natin siya using P of C, o sinubstitute natin yung constant, it must be equal to 0. Paano po ba yun? So, let's have example number 1. If we have P of x equal to x cubed minus x squared minus 4x plus 4 divided by x minus 2, ang value ng x natin dito ay positive 2, since this is x minus 2. So, let's substitute the value. So, P of 2 equal to 2 cubed minus 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 4. Then simplify. 2 cubed is 8 minus 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times 2 is 8 plus 4. Para hindi po kayo malito sa pag-simplify, pagsamahin po muna natin yung parehong positive at pagsamahin naman natin yung parehong negative. So, 8, positive 8 plus positive 4 is positive 12. Negative 4 plus negative 8 is negative 12. Kaya po naging 12 minus 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. P of 2 equal to 0. So, ano yung conclusion na meron tayo dito? Since ang ating naging remainder ay 0, then we can say that x minus 2 is a factor of P of x, which is x cubed minus x squared minus 4x plus 4 by factor theorem. Let's have another example. If P of x equal to 2x raised to 4 minus x cubed minus 18x squared minus 7 divided by x minus 3. The value of x here is positive 3. So, P of 3 equal to 2x raised to 4 minus x cubed minus 18x squared minus 7. Let's substitute the value. So, that is now P of 3 equal to 2, 3 raised to 4 minus 3 cubed minus 18 times 3 squared minus 7. Let's simplify. 3 raised to 4 is 81. So, that is now 2 times 81 minus 3 cubed is 27. Then 3 squared is 9 times 18 is 162 minus 7. Then simplify this one. So the answer now is 162 minus 27 minus 162 minus 7. Simplify po natin yung mga number na pwede na nating i-simplify. So, kung mapapansin po, this is positive 162 and this is negative, pwede na natin siyang i-subtract. Yan po ay 0. Ang matitira na lang is negative 27 at negative 7. Since pareho siya ng sign, we add same sign po. So, negative 27 plus negative 7 is negative 34. Kung papansin natin, meron tayong remainder na negative 34. So, ibig sabihin, ang indication niyan, ang x minus 3 is not a factor of this given polynomial using the factor theorem. So let's have now rational root theorem. If rational number L over F in lowest terms is a root of a polynomial equation for this given equation where a sub n minus 1, a sub n minus 2, and so on until the constant are integers, then L is a factor of a sub 0, which is the constant, and F is a factor of a sub n, which is the coefficient of our leading term. So a sub 0 is the constant term. Ang gagamitin po natin is L, i-denote natin siya as L, and a sub n is the leading coefficient, which stands as F or denoted as F. So, gagamitin po natin yung mga letter na yan in finding the rational root. Now, let's have this one. Let's have example number 1. Kung meron daw po tayong x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6 equal to 0. Ang kailangan po natin dito ay ang constant term, which is a sub 0 kanina, at ang ating a sub n, yung leading term po, yung numerical coefficient ng ating leading term. Ibig sabihin, yung first term natin, tsaka yung last term natin, which is the constant. Kailangan daw po natin yan. So the question now, how many roots are there in this polynomial? Or how many rational roots are there in this polynomial? Mag-base po tayo ngayon sa ating degree. Kung ano yung degree ng ating polynomial, that is also the number of roots po na meron tayo. So since this is x cubed, meron tayo dapat 3 roots po or rational root for this given polynomial. So ang first step po is to identify kung ano po muna yung ating constant term. The constant term is 6. And the numerical coefficient of the leading term is 1. 1 po yung number. Since walang number nakatabi sa x cube, ibig sabihin po niyan, ang coefficient niya is, numerical coefficient niya is 1. Now, for ang factor po ng 6, hanapin natin yung mga factor ng 6. Ang factor po ng ating 6 ay pwedeng positive at pwedeng negative. Possible factor ng 6 pwede pong 1 because 1 times 6 is 6. Pwede rin namang 2. Pwede rin po ang 3. Pwedeng maging factor. Ang 5 po ba ay pwede? Siyempre, hindi po pwede maging factor ng 6 ang 5. So, pwede maging factor po ng 6 ay 3. At siyempre, kung anong number siya, isa siya sa mga factor. Sa atin naman pong F or doon sa ating first term naman daw po sa numerical coefficient na 1. Siyempre po, ang factor niya lang, it could be positive 1 or negative 1. So what do you think is the possible roots po ng ating polynomial equation na ito? So ang gagawin lang po natin is to divide L by F. So divide lang natin siya. So 1 divide 1. So the first possible roots po, first possible root na meron tayo is 1 divide 1. Kasi di ba i-divide lang natin siya. So L over F. So 1 divide 1 is 1. Okay? Then 2 divide 1 is 2. Then 3 divide 1 is 3. And 6 divide 1 is 6. At ang sign niya, it could be positive or negative. Divide lang daw po yung L and F. Hindi pwedeng magkapalit yung ating L at ang F. Hindi po pwedeng mapunta yung numerical coefficient dito sa L at ang ating constant dito sa F. So, lagi pong nasa numerator ang constant at nasa denominator ang ating numerical coefficient na leading term. So, ito daw po yung mga possible roots. Pero alin kaya dito sa mga possible roots na ito, ang roots talaga, rational root ng ating polynomial? Meron daw po tayong positive and negative 1. So, meron tayong dalawa. Isang positive 1, merong negative 1. Pero possible pa lang siya. Meron din daw po tayong positive 2 and negative 2 and so on. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga possible roots, meron tayong 8. Kasi isang positive na 1 at isang negative na 1. So, kung bibilangin natin yung mga possible roots, merong 8. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan i-test natin alin ba sa kanila yung possible roots o alin sa kanila yung roots ng ating given polynomial. So, yung pinakamadali na pwede natin gawin to test kung alin sa kanila yung mga roots is the synthetic division. So, let's use synthetic division. Kunin uli natin yung mga numerical coefficient ng ating polynomial. So, we have 1, we have negative 6, we have positive 11, and we have negative 6. Now, meron tayo ditong positive 1, negative 1, positive 2, negative 2, positive 3, negative 3, positive 6, negative 6. So, pwede tayo mamili kung alin dyan. Halimbawa, ang pinili muna natin is si positive 1. I-check natin kung isa ba siya sa mga root po or rational root ng ating polynomial. So, same process, bring down 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Magkaiba siya ng sign, so subtract natin siya. So, yan po ay negative 5. Negative 5 times 1 ay negative 5. Different in sign again, subtract. So, 11 minus 5 is 6. Bakit 6? Kasi mas mataas si 11 at positive si 11. So, 6 times 1 is 6. As you can see, the remainder is 0. So, kung remainder niya ay 0, ibig sabihin, according to factor theorem, pag ang remainder ay 0, therefore, ang ating given po na ginamit dito ay isa sa mga root po ng ating given polynomial. So, ibig sabihin, the first root that we have is 1. Kaya lang, kailangan daw natin ay 3. Kailangan pa natin ng 2. So, check pa natin yung iba. Nagamit na natin si positive 1. Ito po yung ating given ulit na numerical coefficient. Gamitin naman daw po natin si negative 1. Try natin. So, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Pareho ng sign, so add. So that is negative 7. Negative times negative is positive 7. Pareho ng sign, so that is now 18. 18 times negative 1 is negative 18. Pareho po ng sign, so we add. So that is negative 24. Yan ang ating remainder. So ibig sabihin, negative 1 is not the root kasi ang naging remainder po ay meron tayong naging remainder. Hindi naging 0 ang ating remainder. So, si negative 1 ay hindi root ng ating polynomial. Try natin yung iba. Subukan naman daw po natin yung positive 2. Bring down uli natin si 1 times 2 is 2. Different in sign, subtract. So, that is negative 4. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Different in sign, subtract. So, this is positive 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. And we got 0 po sa dulo. Wala tayong remainder. So, ibig sabihin, yung 2 ay isa sa mga root ng ating polynomial. So, meron na tayong dalawa. Kailangan na lang natin ng isa. Okay, clue for this. 1 times 2 is 2. Ang ating constant ay 6. So, ibig sabihin, pwede natin gamitin, it could be positive 3 or negative 3. Kapag 6 ang ginamit natin sa synthetic division, so sobra na siya kasi 1 times 2 times 6, magiging 12 na siya. So, ibig sabihin, automatic, positive and negative 6 ay hindi nakasali sa mga root kasi meron tayong 1 and 2. So, kailangan na lang natin is, it could be positive 3 or negative 3 para masatisfy natin ang ating constant ay 6. Check pa natin. Try po natin si negative 3. Bring down 1. So, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. So, that is negative 9 kasi pareho siya ng sign. Kaya pinag-plus at kinopya yung parehong sign. Negative times negative is positive 27. Plus 11 is positive 38. Times negative 3 is 114. Pareho ng sign, so add. So, negative 120. Kung mapapansin po, hindi rin isa sa mga root yung negative 3. Kasi nagkaroon tayo ng remainder na negative 120. So, hindi nakasali ang negative 3. Kuha na natin yung root na 1 tsaka 2. So, isa na lang yung kailangan natin. Let's try yung positive. 1 times 3 is 3. Different in sign, so subtract. So, the answer is negative 11 minus 9 is positive 2. Then 2 times 3 is 6. Subtracts. So that is now 0. Kung papansin natin 0 ang ating remainder, yehey, nakuha na natin ang isa sa mga root po ng ating given polynomial. Dahil 0 ang ating remainder, ibig sabihin yung positive 3 is isa sa mga rational root ng ating given polynomial. So, since ang exponent natin dito is 3, the degree is 3, so meron tayo dapat 3 roots. So, we have the root of 1, 2, and 3. So, that is for example number 1. So, ibig sabihin po, yan ang given rational root of the given polynomial. Okay, let's have example number 2. If we have x raised to 4 minus x cubed minus 11x squared plus 9x plus 18 equal to 0. So our constant term is 18, the leading term is 84. The numerical coefficient of x raised to 4 is 1. The question is, how many roots are there in this polynomial? Depende sa degree ng ating polynomial. Since the degree is 4, dapat po meron tayong 4 roots po for this polynomial. So ang ating last term is 18 or the constant term is 18. And ang ating first term or the numerical coefficient ng ating leading term is 1. Since meron lang po tayong x raised to 4. At ang number na katabi ni x raised to 4 is 1. Hindi pwede magkapalit ang ating constant term. Laging nasa numerator at nasa denominator ang ating numerical coefficient ng leading term. Possible factor ng 18. Pwedeng 1. Pwede rin pong factor ng 18 ay 2. Pwedeng 3. Pwedeng 6. Pwedeng 9. Pwedeng 18. Possible factor ng 1 ay 1 lang po. It could be positive or negative 1. Divide natin si L by F. So, the possible roots po na meron tayo, 1 divide 1 is 1, then 2 divide 2 is 2, 3 divide 2 divide 1 is 2, 3 divide 1 is 3, 6 divide 1 is 6, 9 divide 1 is 9, and 18 divide 1 is 18. And that it could be positive or negative. So kung bibilangin natin, ang mga possible roots na pwede nating pagpilian for this given polynomial is isang positive 1 at isang negative 1. So that is 2. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So merong 12 possible roots. Pero, ang roots lang talaga na meron po ang polynomial na to ay 4 kasi ang degree natin is 4. So check natin, alin kaya dyan yung mga possible roots. So pwede kang yung mamili kahit alin dyan. So kunin muna natin yung mga numerical coefficient. Meron tayong 1, negative 1, negative 11, positive 9, at positive 18. So tama na yung ating first row. Now, pili tayo dito kung ano yung gusto natin. So let's try positive 3. Check natin kung magiging 0 ba ang ating remainder. So bring down 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Different in sign, subtract. So this is positive 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Different in sign, again, subtract. So this is negative 5. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Subtract. So this is negative 6. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. And the remainder is 0. Therefore, the conclusion for that, one of the given roots po na meron nito ay positive 3. So, meron tayong isang root. Kailangan na lang natin ng tatlo. Try pa tayo ng iba. Subukan naman daw po natin yung positive 2. Bring down natin si 1 times 2 is 2. Different in sign, subtract. So, that is now positive 1. Times 2 again, that is positive 2. Different in sign, subtract. So, the answer is negative 9. Negative 9 times 2 is negative 18. Different in sign, subtract, and the sign is negative because 18 is higher than 9. So the answer is negative 9 times 2 is negative 18, and this is also 0. Therefore, the second root now is positive 2. Kailangan na lang natin ng dalawa. Try naman daw po natin ang negative 3. Bring down natin si 1 times negative 3. Same sign, so that is now negative 4. Negative times negative is positive. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 11, or simply negative 11 plus 12. Different in sign, subtract, so the answer is positive 1. Times negative 3 is negative 3. Subtract po is 6. So 6 times negative 3 is negative 18, and that is 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating given third root for this given polynomial is negative 3. Dahil 0 ang remainder. Try pa tayo ng iba. O, pansinin natin, ito na po ay 3 times 2 ay 6 times negative 3. O, disregard muna natin yung sign. 3 times 2 is 6 times 3 is 18. Naka-18 na tayo. So, pwede na lang natin pagpilian is positive 1 and negative 1. So, let's try positive 1. So that is now 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. Bring down negative 11 times 1 is negative 11. Subtract, so that is negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Subtract, positive 16. And sad to say, meron tayong remainder. Ibig sabihin, positive 1 is not the root. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng ilagay dito. Try natin sa negative 1. Bring down 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Pareho ng sign, so add natin. Negative 2. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 1 is 2. Simplify, so that is negative 9. Negative times negative is positive. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18, and 18 times negative 1 is negative 18. And finally, the remainder is 0. Therefore, we can say that the last root is negative 1. Okay po. Because ang naging remainder ay 0 at nakakuha na tayo ng 4 na root for this given rational root po. This given polynomial. Let's have another example. If we have 2x raised to 4 plus 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Ating constant is 2. Ang ating leading coefficient is 2x raised to 4. As you can see, may higher than 1 ang numerical coefficient ng ating leading term. So how many roots are there in this polynomial? Since the exponent is 4 or the degree is 4, therefore meron tayong 4 roots po for this given polynomial. Ang ating constant term is 2. Wag pagbabalik ta rin. Nagkataon na ang ating constant term or the numerical coefficient of the leading term is also 2. Possible factor ng 2, it could be positive 1 or negative 1, or it could be positive 2 and negative 2. Next, factor ng ating numerical coefficient ng leading term is also 2 daw po. Ang possible factor, it could be positive or negative 1. Pwede rin po ang 2. Possible roots, divide natin sila. 1 divide 1 is 1. 2 divide 1 is 2. It could be positive or negative, positive or negative. Then, 1 divide 2 is 1 half. So, meron po tayong positive and negative 1 half kasi ito naman po siya. Pag 2 divide 2 naman po, 1 naman siya. 2 divide 2 is 1. So, ito rin po yun. Pareho na siya. So, possible roots, meron daw po tayong 6. Dalawang 1. It could be positive 1 or negative 1. Tapos dalawa din po dito. It could be positive 2 or negative 2. Dalawa rin sa 1 half. It could be positive 1 half or negative 1 half. Try po natin. Meron tayong 2, 3, negative 4, negative 3, and positive 2 for the first row. Try daw po natin yung positive 1. Bring down 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Subtract, different in sign. So that is now positive 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. And the remainder is 0. Therefore, we can say na ang ating first root is positive 1. May nakuha na tayong isa. Kailangan na lang natin ng 3. Let's try negative 1. Bring down 2. Multiply by negative 1. So that is negative 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Same sign, so that is negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. Negative 3 plus 5, different in sign, subtract. So that is 2. Bakit naging positive 2? Since 5 is higher than 3 and sign of 5 is positive. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And as you can see, when we subtract this, the answer is 0. And we can say that the next root is negative 1. Try naman daw po natin ang positive 2. Let's bring down 2. Times 2 is 4. Add, since same ang sign, 7 times 2 is 14. Different in sign, subtract. So the answer is positive 10 times 2 is 20. 20 minus 3 is positive 17. Times 2 is 34 plus 2 is 36. And there is a remainder. Ibig sabihin po, positive 2 is not a root of this given polynomial. Let's try negative 2. Bring down 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Subtract, copy the sign of the higher number. The answer is negative 1. Negative times negative is positive 2. Different in sign, subtract, so that is now negative 2. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have here positive 4. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Magkaiba ng sign, so susubtract uli natin siya, and the answer is 0. Since 0 po ang remainder, ibig sabihin negative 2 is one of our given root. Let's try yung fraction naman. Bring down 2. 2 times negative 1 half. So 2 times 1 is 2. Divide 2 is 1. Copy negative, so that is negative 1. Simplify. So 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times negative 1 half again is negative 1. Same sign, so this is negative 5. Negative 5 times 1 is negative Negative times negative is positive. Then 5 times 1 is 5 divided by 2. So this is 5 over 2. 5 over 2 minus 3. The answer for that is negative 1 half. Negative 1 half times negative 1 half is positive 1/4. So 2 plus 1/4 is 9 over 4. So for this one, mapapansin natin na ang remainder ay hindi 0. So ibig sabihin sa negative 1 half ay hindi po isa sa mga roots. So let's try naman po yung positive 1 half. Bring down natin yung 2. So 2 times 1 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. So positive 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Magkaiba siya ng sign, kaya po nag-subtract. Tapos ang sign niya is negative because 4 is higher than 2 and the sign of 4 is negative. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Same sign, add. So this is negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Divide 2 is negative 2. When we subtract this one, the answer is 0. So ibig sabihin po, isa sa mga root na meron tayo is 1 half. Positive 1 half. So ito na po yung ating 4 roots for this given polynomial. So that's all for today, everyone. Thank you and happy learning. This is Ma'am Lay. God bless.